Oh, this door is opening. Okay. Yep, it looks like we're on. Okay, great. So, yep. Yeah, I see everyone on YouTube. Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna close down a couple of my browsers and we're gonna get started.
Hi, Mr. Isaac.
Hi, who is that?
MT.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Where are you? Okay. Oh, let's see. Got it. Okay. Hey, MT, how are you? What's up? Yeah. Wow, a lot more people came in. Christina, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, I know you from upstate. So how are you? I think yeah. I know you from Val's place. All right, who else? Nikki. Hey, Nikki, how are you? So okay, cool. All right, everyone's on. So how was the eclipse for everyone? Did anyone have any drama to share, or I fell asleep? I was like, boom, I got my download, I was out. Yeah, I kind of just like the overhype was crazy. And then yeah, I got a big download, but anyway, I'm on that mission right now. I'm still letting people in, so um all right, cool. So we have a full moon tomorrow, and we're gonna look at some transits going into the new moon and the full moon. So we'll check out May, the post apocalyptic ecliptic report. See what's going on. So yeah. All right. I'm gonna get a screen share going here. So and what I'm gonna do is let me close out some of these browsers here. So uh, boom. Mm, this is the full moon for tomorrow. So how's my connection, guys? Is it okay? Yeah. Okay. So new moon. I'm a full moon for tomorrow. I'm hearing a lot of people saying Scorpio. We all know that's not true, right? And it's right on the edge. Right on the edge. CS is 40 degrees Virgo, so it's right on the edge of Virgo and Libra. So when we had the eclipse, the moon was conjunct the south node. That's what gave it an eclipse. So now we're going into Libra, balance, Ma'at, the Hall of Truths. This is where we get the cosmic balance and order. This is what I noticed right away. We have a T square with Pluto and Capricorn. We know because we've been watching Pluto and Capricorn for a while. And I'm moving my cameras around. So what this spells out for us is always breaking an old paradigm, and I'm wondering because the sun moves into Aries, it's 2 degrees Aries. The moon is still in Virgo, and before we were watching it with the south node, remembering the way of the the Virgo way, because we've been having a lot of experiences with Virgo rising, sky goddess mother energies. So these are all people remembering the way of the feminine, not just the sensual, sexual, feminine stuff, power, the way of the divine primordial mother, the creator of all, the mother, the Mary, the Magdalene. That energy has been coming up for a lot of people to the point where it's like we're going to do readings and workshops based on people who have Virgo rising. What's interesting on this full moon based in New York, Virgo is rising when the full moon goes exact. That's just pretty interesting. but I'm wondering if it's breaking point because of Aries Sun. Um, can this be a breaking point that we can see with everything? Because what I've also noticed is that Mars is conjunct with Saturn and Neptune. So we all know Mars and Saturn represent proper timing to take action. When is the right time to take action? And if you don't listen to the lessons of Saturn, Mars is going to go without any guidance and make a mess. You listen to the guidance of Saturn, the energy of Mars becomes 10 times um, its strength because it knows when to flow, when to go. Now, with the conjunction with Neptune and Pisces, Neptune rules Pisces, then we have the South Node there, and then we have Mercury there, then we have Chiron there, then we have Venus there, healing the feminine on the path. In the age of Pisces, our duality, polarities, this is the age that we're in. Now Neptune is like, okay, listen to the flow of spirit before you take action. Um, and then here I'm seeing we've been eyeballing this as well. Uranus Jupiter conjunction in Aries, moving into Taurus. Everyone's feeling it. This anxiety, this underlying kind of like what's next? What do I do? I can feel there's something coming. So all of that energy that we've been feeling, this anxiety, waking up in the middle of the night, that's Uranus. And then, of course, Jupiter expands anything that comes near. It also protects. A lot of people don't talk about that. Jupiter in our solar system is the great protector because of its mass. It absorbs all of the meteor and comet strikes. So if Jupiter wasn't in place, we'd be getting hit a lot more with debris. So Jupiter literally is the protector, the expander. So that's why we feel lucky and confident when we have Jupiter, because it's like having our big brother with us. We can stop messing around, being like, I got my brother here. So we can play around with that. All right. So all of this alignment, it looks pretty good for keep on breaking another jab at the old system. I'm not saying like a lot of astrologers want to sell who like heighten energies and stuff like that. I'm just saying there's an opportunity to just be like, you know, that old paradigm, identify it, okay, release it, where I mean for me it's like I'm seeing no paradigm in politics and people get because the election and stuff, and they're talking about all this voting and this and that. And I'm just like, first of all, the fact that we have two people with dementia competing to run the greatest country in the world, that's fake. That's old stuff that needs to go. So for me, I'm observing that paradigm. If that breaks, there's an opportunity for more people to see, like, okay, that's a paradigm that's just like that. This doesn't work for a world superpower. You can't have dementia patients in line to run the greatest country in the world. I'm sorry. Like, sorry, old paradigm gone. So for me, that's kind of what I'm observing. Like, will that go? That would be great, but I'm not really sure. So that's what's coming up for tomorrow, right? And I don't watch news much, but I just heard the news about all this other stuff, and I'm just like, none of it makes sense. So that's the full moon for tomorrow. And we'll move on to the new moon for the 8th, and then I want to look at some transits leading up to that. And then we'll jump into the full moon for May. So, but before I move on, any questions on what we have here? What I just went over? Anybody have other insight? Of course, there's other astrologers here that train with me. Let's see other things. Or there's some other people that say, how did you even come up with that? So anything you want to ask? You good? Okay. Well, a lot of you guys are students, so I'm hoping you see what I see, um, that I'm not confusing you. All right, now let me This is the new moon here coming up. I did some writing on that as well. Let's see what we got. Just moving a few things around here. Oh, now my camera is in the way here. Okay. So what do we have here? Oh, wait, is this what hang on 1 second, 1 second. No, this is not the one. The next full moon is going to be amazing. So, um, but let's focus on this. This new moon is going to be in Aries, right? So all of this is conjunct, and I believe even Venus is part. Venus is part of only the Sun and Moon conjunction, but the Sun and Moon are also conjunct. So Sun and Venus, Moon conjunct, but then all of this is all conjunct up until Sun. So, and what's amazing is it's conjunct the Pleiades, which is where we have the photon belt. So, if anybody watched my Fucus video, which by the way, I checked it out yesterday. That video on YouTube went viral. I got like 20,000 views on it. I normally don't even get 1,000 views anymore because I've been kind of like, I don't know, something's wrong with me. Anyway, the photon belt is where the sun entered on the winter solstice 2012. This is the whole story of the Maya cosmology, the 13 Baktun, the Shibaba, the Christ consciousness, the Quetzalcoatl comes through the galactic center. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch that video. I go really in depth. But that photon belt is supposed to mark our entry point into 2,000 years of light. So the age of light. Now, what does that mean? Photon is light energy. It's a belt. Looks like a donut. Where on one side, the Pleiades is on the other, right? Alcyone is the central star of the Pleiades. It's the anchor that we all spin around. It's inside of that photon belt. So this is why a lot of people now, since 2012, are feeling they're receiving starseed Pleiadian messages. And sometimes they're crazy people, sometimes they're real, but we are receiving it because energy and information travels through electromagnetic waves. The photon belt is exactly that. The Pleiades is exactly in a cloud of dust. So anyway, I go deeper into that. So Jupiter is conjunct that. So the great big protector is conjunct. It's the photon belt. So I wrote down for the new moon. The new moon is always a good time to ask questions of where am I and what are my intentions? What do I have to ask for? So I'm always for new moon, I'm always asking the question, where am I? What am I up to? So here are we listening? Jupiter, great planet, conjunct Uranus in the Pleiades. Are we listening? Are we listening to the change, the awakening change that, it's pretty clear what they say we're being helped by the messages because they're more advanced than us. And um, it's kind of real and I believe in it. And so are we listening? Now, the next part here, Sun conjunct Venus, Moon, Uranus. Did we change that old paradigm change that we were talking about? Like I'm not saying it's worldwide, the world's going to blow up and, Kuan Yin, divine feminine goddess, will come down and bless everyone. But are we more in alignment with the archetype of the divine primordial mother, the carer of all, the nurturer of all, reciprocal energies? Are we more in alignment there? Because this is what it's asking us. Did we change? Did we remember the, the Virgo ways, the primordial mother, honoring the feminine, the birther of all? Remember that. Where are we with that? And I'm seeing here North Node Chiron Mercury in Pisces. Do we know the path of healing so we can get to that place? So these are when I'm setting intentions for new moon, and then the new moon means there's no moon out. There's nothing pulling on your energies. It's actually conjunct the sun. So we're not receiving moon energy. So these are good times. That's why people plant on a new moon, because there's a it's still. There's no magnetic pull from the moon. That's why the moon it moves water. So here on a new moon, you can kind of be settled a little bit and ask these questions. So this is what I see coming for the new moon. Are we are we there yet? Are we changing our paradigm? Are we changing? So that way, the more of us change, the less we subscribe to the system, the less subscribers they have. That's how I put it. Just don't subscribe to the system, the less subscribers they have. Uh, you know, what does it mean? Time will tell. So, so that's the scary part. So, that's the new moon. So, anybody see anything here? I have questions. What I just pointed out. Yeah, cool. So let's move on to. I want to jump on some transits real quick and see what we got here. Right there, I think. There we go. All right. So here I'm looking at a little bit of transits. Now, let me move some camera stuff around. All right. Um, let me, you guys can see my mouse, right? Like an X. You guys see that? Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm just going from putting my line here. Well, this is the new moon right here. So from now until the new moon, I kind of want to look at what's going on. And you see, um, I saw a few things. Well, we know that Jupiter, uh, Uranus thing is going on. That's fine. But what I did notice is Mercury goes direct on, it stations direct. Pretty much it starts moving on the full moon. Then it stations direct on the 25th. So whatever Mercury energy, Mercury and Gatorade energy we've been feeling underwater, okay, we should have we should have a lot of clarity come through on the full moon. Then that Mars Neptune conjunction happened. But this is what I was looking at, because this is interesting. You have a Venus square Pluto on May 1st, and on May 2nd, Pluto goes retrograde. Venus Pluto square is kid borderline, the darker feminine energies. So it could borderline the shadows of the feminine. So we might see a little bit of that energy pop up, which could be presented as anger or wicked or powerful, non-forgiving feminine strength because of all of the energies that we're dealing with. It could be like, so we might witness a little bit of that. But then right after that, you have Mars sextile Pluto. So then Mars and Pluto, I like to look at that as, I call that the supreme warrior of annihilation. And if you look at Mars as conjunct Neptune, this is a spiritual warrior energy. So spiritual warrior coming in to annihilate what's not working. So Venus maybe identifies, okay, this stuff is bad. Mars says, don't worry, ma'am, I'll take care of it. Boom. Right? So the 1st and 2nd of May could be an opportunity for that. And then later on, we have a little bit of Chiron healing energies, Mercury, Chiron. That's always good. Mercury, then Sun, Saturn, sextile. That could be just a sense of responsibility leading up until the full moon. So and then that full moon we went over. And then after that full moon, I see a Sun conjunct Uranus. That's just on that borderline. That's just right there at that Pisces, Aries, Taurus cusp. So more anxiety will come up. This is anxiety of because when we had Taurus go Uranus going to Taurus, it was about changing and settling with the change. Then it went back into Aries because it went retrograde. So it started to create a little bit of what did I do? Where do I really want to settle here? So a lot of us with identifying with feeling like, wait, did I make the right choice? So we revisited all of that, Uranus and Aries of did I make the right choice with the power of change that I have? Now we're going back into, okay, now I'm going to settle because I had a second review of my choice. And I'm going to go back in, and then it conjuncts the sun. So this is something pay attention to on the 13th, May 13th. That's kind of something you just want to like keep an eye on. Now, let me just move my cameras around here. This is a well, it is like a little small. You have um, Uranus, Venus conjunction, Mars, North Node. This is all forward momentum energy. But what I was looking at was this one here. It's a longer one. See, these ones are short, so you can just hit those. But this is longer, about a 10-day transit. And this is um, Jupiter, Neptune. This is the expansion of spirit. So put my mouse here. Jupiter is in now, looks like it's fully in Taurus in May. Neptune is in Pisces. So we're looking at settling and expanding in our comfort zone now and nurturing our spiritual journey. So this is something to look forward to as we head into that May 23rd full moon. This goes exact. This is something that we might want to pay attention to where is the place that we're going to settle going to allow us to expand in our spirituality, because this is a good opportunity to kick that off with this next full moon. This is what I was looking at this one. This is going to be pretty good. This could be a good marker of like, where am I going to land? What am I going to do? Can I land in, can I be, do my spiritual practice, stay in tune with spirit? And for me, I got questions like that too, because I live on a boat and I'm always moving. And I'm like, okay, well, there's a part of my traveling where I actually have to be settled long enough to read a book and not always in survival mode of, the wind's coming and blow me away. So, so that's kind of like during that time, I'm going to be analyzing this, what, because that's important to me is to keep on my path and continue my learning of astrotheology and astrology. It's like, if I'm not doing that, I feel dead. So that's important to me. So on this time zone, right up to this new full moon, I'm going to be seriously in that zone. So that's would be good advice to you guys, like with whatever change is going on. I did see something. This right here is a little hit. Okay, this one right here, May 17th, right? This was a Mercury square Pluto. So this usually reveals a hidden message. So if there's something bothering you that you need to know, it's irking you, keep an eye out on this date, May 17th, 18th, 16th through 18th. On these dates, you'll receive something that will bring shadow to the light, hidden information to the light. All right, so that's something that I saw. All the other things are kind of lightweight. Let me see here. This could be a flash of power right before the new moon. Sun trine on Pluto. Um, Pluto is changing the structure, right? So the sun in Taurus is like where we're rooting. So this could be a good energy for checking in on that. Um, and then you have Venus, Neptune, Venus, then Venus, Pluto, all around the full moon, May 23rd, May 23rd, May 25th is the Venus Pluto. So this is the lighter feminine energy, the more spiritual goddess type energy. Venus trine Pluto is more the Shakti, powerful energy of the feminine. Then sextile Neptune is the spiritual flow. So this is a good time right around then. And yeah, the Mars Chiron thing, I was looking at that. That's healing the masculine wounds. So during this paradigm shift, hopefully there'll be some wounded masculine energies that will receive nurturing from the powerful feminine energy coming into positions. So that's something that we can't forget, is that boys cry too. So this is an opportunity for that type of healing to take place. All right. So that's what I see there. Now, oh, any before I move on, any questions on this whole all this transits? I pretty much just ran through pretty much all of May. So then we're gonna look at the full moon of May. I had some things written down for that. All right. So now this is. Let me see if I have it here. Wait. Right here. I think this is it. Um. All right. So let me move the cameras and stuff. So I was looking at this and I was like, okay, so May 26th is the Mayan New Year, but this new moon, this full moon is on May 23rd. Actually, two. That's funny. Okay, because it's April 23rd and it's full moon too. All right. So the Mayan New Year, how do they mark the New Year? How do they? So they're pyramids, and I don't have that book with me. It's called Maya Cosmogenesis, a great book. Their pyramids are marked for certain epochs, and each of those epochs measure on their new year when the Pleiades and the sun are conjunct. And they're able to observe it through a tiny porthole observatory in those pyramids. And I think it's the Chichen Itza one is the epoch of now, the 2012 epoch. On May 26th, the shaman priests will go and make sure if they can see the Pleiades and the sun, because somehow they were able to see the Pleiades and the sun in the daylight based on how this observatory was built. I don't know how, but they say we're going to live again. So they're marking, and remember the Pleiades were part of this trinary system, the Fulton belt. So, and the Pleiades mark the new year of the Mayan. Sirius marks the new year of the Egyptians. So it's what's called the heliacal rising. So in the Egyptian cosmology, it's the heliacal rising of Sirius. That means Sirius rises with the sun, right? So the Isis and Horus rise together. That's the image that we see of Isis, Isis and Horus on the lap, Horus on the lap of Isis with the nipple, and then Mary with Jesus on the nipple. This is the sun and the mother rise. That's the Egyptian New Year. This is Pleiades and sun rise. But because of where Mexico is closer to the border, actually it's like when it's at the midheaven, at the zenith, is when they observe it. The Pleiades and the sun. They observe it and they say, this is the new year. We're still in alignment with the Pleiades. It hasn't gone anywhere. We're going to live again. So now we have that conjunct Venus, which is also connected to a lot of the Mayan cosmology stories of the Inanna story is the Sumerian story, but the Venus story, the whole 270-day story, that's all tied into Mayan cosmology. Venus is conjunct the Pleiades too. Jupiter's conjunct Venus and Uranus. So this is the great awakening of this Pleiades alignment according to the Maya cosmology stories. So great abundance. And what I'm thinking is, I actually was in Mexico not too long ago, and there was this indigenous shaman there. He was doing this music. He was just doing this music performance, and he said something really amazing. He says, um, the way humans are existing now is something. How do you say it? He said it beautiful. I might watch it up, but he said, "You are surviving. You're not living. You have shifted from living to surviving. That's a problem in the West. You are living to survive. You're not living." And it's like, yeah, a lot of us are just like surviving, you know. And this full moon could be an opportunity for that, to bring that energy in. Great abundance. You know, the ancients saw this alignment as we get to live another year. They literally thought they would die if they weren't. They didn't observe the Pleiades with the sun on this date. They're like, okay, we're gonna die. So this is celebrating life. So this could be a good opportunity for us to bring in that energy of like, yeah, you know what, man, I'm alive. I'm gonna celebrate life, and I'm gonna stop feeding this survival energy and feed the life energy. So this could be a great opportunity to really step into that. This was that Chiron Mars North Node in Pisces, a phase of healing and rebalancing for that masculine warrior energy. Um, what was really cool was I saw Saturn. Remember, Saturn was making all these aspects before. If you look at the aspectarian on my mouse is, Saturn pretty much makes a little semi-sextile and a sextile to semi-sextile to Mars and a sextile to Uranus. So not much contact. So Saturn, there's hardly any more lessons right now that Saturn is giving out. So that's cool. Then this Pluto is actually sextile moon trine on sun. And that moon is actually in Scorpio. I totally forgot to even say that. That moon is in Scorpio. So we relate Scorpio to the serpent energies. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. It's the Maya cosmology stories. Um, this is the serpent bearer. Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer. So Ophiuchus is our 13th sign, which is right here in the galactic center. So that moon is having some intense, possibly because it's in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, and then it's sextile Pluto, Pluto in Capricorn retrograde, shedding. This is a great opportunity to shed all of that old paradigm stuff. So this could be a really good full moon if you want to sit with that, right? So, and that's all I got. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, you good? Let's stop sharing. Cool. Oh wow, a lot more people came on. Okay, great. Hello everyone. Nice to see everyone. Okay, Chiron Phoenix is on. Dr. Jesus, Nikki, NT, Dama, Sarah. Hey, Asar. Got my chart in the background. I designed those charts. Yeah, yeah. Really nice. I love seeing that when you come on.
I have
Cool. All
something.
right. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Um, with our transits and the things we just covered, now do you suggest or like when you're dealing with going through your transits and you do the 3 month and also the 12 month, do you
Yeah.
suggest that we actually sit down and maybe take notes or write notes about those days to make them like markers? And then take notes and what we're looking for, and kind of this is how I'm thinking, and then
Hmm.
use it to kind of navigate what we have going on, like what we're working on in different domains, personal, business. Is
Hmm.
that kind of how do you use the transits? How do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
use that?
exactly like what you said. Yeah, I actually um well, I gotta be honest, sometimes I'm guilty. I don't my normal practice is I run my transits once a month and I do the writing that I showed you and I save that file.
Okay.
I go through it once, then I go through it once a week and look through. But something has been happening to me, which is cool, is that I'm actually operating under the influences of the planets without even looking. And then
Yeah.
sometimes I review the week and it's like, oh yeah, that happened on, like that was what happened. So I'm kind of on that space. So, um, but yeah, yeah. So, and to answer your question, do them and don't do what I do because sometimes I'm like, yeah, the shoemaker's kids don't have holy shoes. So I just did
Yeah,
my
I
daughter's transit
sometimes
this morning.
yeah,
It's
sometimes
fun.
my life is moving really rapidly and I'm
Uh,
just in what's going on, and then I'll go back and I'll look, like I'll go over our
yeah,
videos, and then I'm like,
yeah,
"Oh, I did hit that. I hit that," just naturally having the natural proclivity
yeah,
to do
yeah,
it. And then I also want to transcend the zodiac. So it's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
what,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
Yeah, I want to do that. So,
Transcended
okay, got
zodiac.
it.
I
So I'm
like that.
gonna, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
want
like.
to transcend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was just saying too. I just did my daughter's predictive this morning. I was like, really? She's 21. She's like, I'm like, you really want her? She's like, yeah. So I did a whole reading for her this morning. Little grumpy pants. So it was great. Um, cool, cool. All right. Yeah. So practice. To Thursday, I'm doing the. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm doing 3 classes in a row. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing the email circulating. I'm doing the free class beginners at 6. 7 is the level 2, which is aspects, and then the third one at 8 is that right? 8 o'clock is the master class, which is predictive. So Philip, you should join that. So master class students can join all those classes. Level 1, level 2 students have to join only those classes, and yeah, a master class can join everyone. So look out for the emails, and then I'm going to do a post on it in the Facebook group tomorrow. I'll share the links. But you should be, if you don't have my free 8-day class, just find it in the group. I think it's in today's welcome email to all the new members. Just get that, and you can join the first class tomorrow. And if you want to upgrade and do level 2, hit me up, and I'll give you that link too. So, but that's on Thursday, so I'm gonna have a busy day. 3 hours with you celestial scallywag vagabond people, all you freaky astrologers. All right, everyone. I'll catch you later.